Hey guys, what's going on? This is Jason with Rubi-Red Jeep, and I don't know if unboxing videos are still a thing, but I'm going to do one today. And the unboxing is going to be of the Thinkware Q1000 dash cam. And so if you guys have been following me for a while, you guys know that I've been using Thinkware dash cams for about maybe 4 years now, roughly, maybe a little bit longer. I started out with the X550 dash cam, and then I moved on to the X700, which is what I currently have now in my Jeep. And for those of you that follow me, I'm sure you've seen my videos of close calls or just bad drivers that I've captured, or just, you know, weird random things that I've captured while driving, which were captured by my Thinkware dash cam. Now, with that being said, here's a disclaimer. So Thinkware actually reached out to me. And when they reached out to me, they asked me to review one of their newest dash cams, which is what I'm doing now. So they were nice enough to send me the Q1000, and I can't wait to give it a try. Now, this dash cam has a resolution of 1440p at 30 FPS, which is pretty good, in my opinion. It's better than my X700, which is what I've been currently using. Now, this one, what sets this one apart from the X700 and other dash cams also that I previously used, is that it's Bluetooth and Wi-Fi enabled, and it supports an app, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, you can watch your videos directly from your phone pretty much right away. With the X550 that I use and with the X700, it's a little bit, I don't want to say old school, but in comparison, it's a bit old school, where you have to use a SD card, and you take out that SD card, load it into your computer, and you can see your footage from there. This one is instantaneous. It's a different platform, and it's I'm pretty sure it's going to work out great. So let's get started on this unboxing video. Alright guys, so before we literally unbox this camera, let's check out the contents outside the box. So it's obviously a Q1000 dash cam from Thinkware, and as I stated before, it's Bluetooth and Wi-Fi enabled, iOS or Android, whichever you prefer. And if we turn the box around here, we get some more details. It's got the Super Night Vision 3.0, safety camera alert, which is basically, it says here, real-time traffic enforcement camera alert with distance countdown. So that is extremely helpful to have in any city, especially I'm near New York City, and in New York City, if you don't know, there are red light cameras and speed cameras absolutely everywhere, especially speed cameras. So it's definitely useful to have. Good to have a warning. ADAS safety system, which is pretty much what I have in my X700. Time-lapse recording and integrated thermal protection to make it perform well during pretty much extreme temperatures. Yeah, so that's what we got there. And then obviously I haven't opened the box yet because the seal is still there. And let's get started. Take out my trusty SOG knife, which I use constantly around the house. Alright. Put that aside. Alright. I like the contents of, like, just, I don't know. It reminds me of an Apple product where, like, you unbox it and it's all exciting. It's fancy in a way. Alright. Oh, this looks like a pretty high quality unit here. Let's see. Okay, I'm not used to dash cams like this. The reason why I say that is because, as I stated before, I had the X550 and the X700, and if you guys know, those dash cams have a screen to it. This doesn't have a screen to it, so I'm not really used to that. I'm used to, like, the touch screen and all of that good stuff. But you have your record button here, your microphone button here, format, Wi-Fi, your on-off switch here. It does have a display panel here, record, GPS, Wi-Fi, Thinkware, and looks like a speaker here. So yeah, digital recorder, 2-channel. This is a 2-channel recorder, just like my other dash cams, but I'm only gonna do the front. I usually don't do a rear. That's my personal, just, you know, preference. That's all it is. You have your radar cable here, DC in, and yeah, you have looks like a mount that goes here. So we'll see, and the actual front of the dash cam right here, which is pretty much sealed up here. The camera itself looks, feeling it, and at first glance, it feels pretty high quality. So looking forward to start using this. What else we have here? Okay, so, alright, that's right, yeah, it comes with a memory card. I totally forgot that. 32 gig memory card, so that's good. Even though I have a bunch of memory cards, SD cards, it's good to have an extra one. So, that's fantastic. This looks like the actual mount, so I'll have to figure out how to mount this on my windshield in my Jeep. And this I don't need, but I guess it's good to have. My camera is already hardwired to my Jeep, so it's pretty much going to be a swap out, plug and play kind of deal. Have some additional clips and mounts for the wiring. Might need that. This, I'm not too sure what it is, but it's an adhesive, but I'm not too sure exactly what it's going to be used for. I guess I'll find out. Looks like an actually it looks like an extra. It's the same size as this, so it's pretty much an extra adhesive for the actual mount. So that's good. Alright, looks like some instructions here. Heat blocking film, interesting, okay. This, don't eat this. And some instructional manuals. Alright, perfect. Sounds like a successful unboxing. Alright, let's get started and continue to actually mount the camera to my Jeep's windshield. Hey guys, alright, so now we're in the cockpit of Rubi-Red. So basically I want to show you guys a quick comparison between the two. This is my X700 compared to the Q1000. Q1000, a lot more slim and low profile. You can cross the street now, be stopped at a stop sign. If you looked hard enough, you'll see this dash cam. This one is more low profile. Maybe you'll spot it, maybe not, but it's a little bit more discreet than the X700. So that's a size comparison between the two. Also, another thing I want to mention is the X700 was GPS enabled, but you had to buy a GPS antenna, basically, that you hooked up to the dash cam, and you had to use an adhesive to, you know, put it up on the window. Or pretty much I put it up on the top panel here. The Q1000, on the other hand, GPS is built in, so there's no need for that. So when I uninstalled my X700, I also had to uninstall the GPS antenna because there's no need for it. So let's get started with the install. So I'm going to apply this heat blocking film. My assumption, because alright, so basically this is my explanation. I've had instances in the past where I would install dash cam, whether it was the X550 or the X700, and when the heat got to the adhesive, it would peel it off from the window, and it would pretty much, I'll walk into my Jeep and I'll see the dash cam hanging from the wire. So this heat blocking film, my assumption is you pretty much block the adhesive from the heat. Alright, so obviously the adhesive side we are going to put, make sure I know where I'm going to place my camera first before I go ahead and accomplish this task. Alright, there we go. Alright, so that's it for the install. Now, I'm kidding. Like I said before, my Jeep is hardwired for the dash cam, so I've got the wire hanging here ready. So that's one less thing I had to do. Swap, plug and play basically. Now, here's another thing I wanted to mention. When I first opened up and observed the dash cam, I looked at the orientation of how it's going to sit on the window. And for those of you that are not familiar with Jeep windshields, the windshield is not really that slanted. I mean, it is, but compared to most vehicles, the windshield is pretty much almost straight up. There's not much of an angle to it. Regular cars, it would probably by here it would start to angle off a lot, or whatever the case may be, depending on the vehicle. So I thought to myself, like, oh my God, it's gonna point, the camera's gonna point straight down. Like, how am I gonna accomplish that? And then I started to play around with it a little bit more, and it's actually adjustable. Thank goodness for that, because I don't want to film my hood when I'm trying to film what's in front of me. By the way, the SD memory card, I already installed it, and it's located right here. Just pops in and out, just tap it in, tap it out. I personally use the Samsung 128 Pro Enhanced memory card. It does pretty well. Oops, that's upside down. Just gonna slide it in there and then push it in. Hear it click, and it's engaged. Alright, so I'm gonna gauge where the dash cam is gonna fit. Sorry if my head is in the way, I have to make my adjustments. And a general rule when you're installing a dash cam is the higher up it is, the more of a view you get. So you don't want to really install it here because you're going to get a lot of the hood and not much else in front of the vehicle. So again, general rule of thumb is to install it as high as you can. That's why I have my Easy Pass is kind of off-centered. It's up top, but it's off-centered. Generally, if I didn't have dash cam, my Easy Pass would be right in the middle up top. But it's still up top, I just had to offset it to allow the installation of a dash cam. Alright folks, after 10 minutes, I got it off. I'm exaggerating, it wasn't 10 minutes. But yeah, let's do this. Alright, so I don't want to press it in all the way yet because I want to make sure that it is centered, and it looks centered. Just like that, it is installed. My first initial thoughts is it's pretty firm. Yeah, it's pretty firm in there. And remember, it's got that panel that you can slide off, so if you want to take the dash cam off, those cicadas are super loud. Just slide it off and pretty much that's it. Let's just plug this in. Alright, now we're going to turn on the Jeep and see if it activates. Alright, the Wi-Fi is on. It says,
please have a safe drive today.
Why, thank you, I will. And the recording is on. I like the voice back is kind of loud so I can hear it. And yeah, it's just a matter of adjusting the camera if it needs to be adjusted, and I'm going to give it a go. With the X700 on the left and the Q1000 on the right, you can see a noticeable difference with clarity with the Q1000. You can read license plates a lot better, and that's very important with having a dash cam, a huge selling point. And also, you get less camera bounce because the way the camera is mounted on the Q1000 compared to the X700. Again, with the X700 being on the left and the Q1000 being on the right, you can tell by the Super Night Vision 3.0 that the Q1000 has to offer. It makes a huge difference. These roads have similar lighting, and you can tell how well the Q1000 performs compared to the X700. Now moving on to the Thinkware app for this dash camera. I ended up downloading Thinkware Dash Cam Link, and the setup process was a little lengthy but simple, so anyone can figure it out, so I'm not going to bother going through it. Now, as far as the dash cam connecting to the app, it can be a little bit spotty, as you can see. But eventually I got it to connect. Now, once you get connected to the app, you can pretty much access anything you want. From what you can see here, I'm going to access my file list, and you can go back as far as you can, especially with continuous events, and you can browse through. In addition to that, you can also look at your settings. So dash cam settings, you can check out your camera settings, your record settings, pretty much anything that has to do with the dash cam. Remember, I didn't have this freedom when I had the memory card type of dash cams with the X700 and the X550. In addition to that, from the app, you can check out Live View. And from what you can see here from Live View, it worked out perfectly because it shows you in real time what's going on. The reason why I say that is because once I activated Live View, someone literally walked right past my driveway. Being a longtime Thinkware dashcam user, I definitely give this dashcam my stamp of approval. I'll call it the Thinkware Rubi-Red stamp of approval. So watch out for new videos with this new dashcam Q1000. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to comment below.